This is an especially valuable thing to consider if you're thinking about enrolling in a self-study program, which is what most writing courses are. And that's because having a community allows you to ask questions about any lessons you don't fully understand, post your homework for peer review, get advice on what you're writing, or just connect with other writers who get you. And having these people to turn to in times of frustration, stress, and success can be worth the money spent to join the course alone. Welcome to the Fiction Writing Made Easy podcast. My name is Savannah Gilbo, and I'm here to help you write a story that works. I want to prove to you that writing a novel doesn't have to be overwhelming. So each week, I'll bring you a brand new episode with simple, actionable, and step-by-step strategies that you can implement in your writing right away. So whether you're brand new to writing or more of a seasoned author looking to improve your craft, this podcast is for you. So pick up a pen and let's get started. In today's episode, we're going to talk about writing courses. Specifically, is a writing course really worth it if you're just starting out? And I wanted to tackle this topic today because I get emails about this all the time. So people will write in and they'll say, I've been listening to your podcast, I watch all kinds of YouTube videos, I go to conferences, I read the craft books, and I've been practicing, with short stories or writing scenes or whatever it is. But then they get to a certain point and they're kind of like, now what do I do? Like, how do I take my skills to the next level and become a better writer? And then usually they'll ask me about one course or another, including the courses that I offer myself. And while I always say to them that the best way to grow as an author is to just start writing and then learn from your own failures and mistakes, I do think that taking the time to educate yourself with a writing course or two is a great way to hone your skills and keep those creative juices flowing. But writing courses aren't always cheap, and they usually involve a big time commitment as well. And when you're spending both your time and money on something like a writing course, you want to be as sure as you possibly can that you're getting what you pay for. Which is why I wanted to do an episode on this, because I do have thoughts. In my opinion, a good fiction writing course should provide you with 5 really important things to be worth your time and money, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode, so let's dive right in. Number 1, a good writing course should provide you with more than just tactics and templates. And yes, I know that everyone wants to get their hands on all the tactics and templates that will help you write a novel in the fastest way possible. But if that's all a writing course offers you, then that's a deal breaker for me. A good writing course should do more than simply provide you with tactics and templates. A good writing course should teach you about story theory, how to evoke emotions in readers, and the proven writing strategies that are required to write a compelling novel. Because let's be honest, all the techniques, templates, and tactics in the world won't do you any good unless you know how to use your story to connect with readers on a deeper level. Because that's what we all want, right? We want our stories to connect with readers on a deeper level. And tactics and templates won't help you write a novel that works until you learn how to properly implement them, and until you understand why they're so dang important in the first place. They're not going to be as useful to you as they could be unless you know who your target reader is, what makes them love certain stories over others, and then how to write a story that connects with them. And a good writing course will provide you with all of that and more. Number 2, a good writing course should provide you with more than just learning about writing. Now, hear me out on this. I know you're looking for a writing course because you want to learn, develop, and hone a new skill. But a good writing course involves more than just learning about writing. What I mean by this is that you shouldn't just be bombarded with a bunch of information to read or videos to consume or fill-in-the-blank templates to print off. You should be provided with a structured course that teaches you one thing at a time and then makes you practice that one thing before moving on to the next thing. If the course doesn't give you very clear instructions and prompts on when and what to practice, then you might end up feeling like you're wasting your time, which is not ideal. The National Training Laboratory developed something called the Learning Pyramid that shows that most students only remember 10% of what they read from textbooks, but retain 75% of what they learn through practice. This is why I always say that the best way to learn how to write a novel is by taking action, even if it's messy action. You should always be applying the things you learn and getting feedback along the way so you can go back and revise it again and again as many times as necessary until you nail the concept. And this is something I tell my notes to novel students a lot. I say the secret to writing a story that works is to 1, write a story that doesn't work, and then 2, fix it until it does. So that's the second thing a good writing course should provide you with. It should provide you with more than just learning about writing. Number 3, a good writing course should provide you with a community of like-minded writers who share similar goals. Most good writing courses will connect you with a community or network of like-minded writers who are pursuing similar goals. This type of insider access can be one of the biggest benefits of an online writing course because it provides you with endless resources. Besides the obvious value and knowledge that you're gaining from the course itself, with a community, you're also gaining a group of like-minded peers who are on the same journey as you are. And you should not underestimate the massive value this can add to your growth as a writer. I see this firsthand every time I lead a new group of writers through my Notes to Novel course. We always have a very active private Facebook community that's open during the live 8-week experience, where members can keep in touch, ask questions, give each other advice, and root for each other's success. This is an especially valuable thing to consider if you're thinking about enrolling in a self-study program, which is what most writing courses are. And that's because having a community allows you to ask questions about any lessons you don't fully understand, post your homework for peer review, get advice on what you're writing, or just connect with other writers who get you. And having these people to turn to in times of frustration, stress, and success can be worth the money spent to join the course alone. So that's number 3, a good writing course should provide you with a community of like-minded writers who share similar goals. Number 4, a good writing course should provide you with access to a mentor who can support you. Now, let me start off by saying that the writing coaches, editors, and industry leaders that you follow online, they are all people too, right? They all have lives that exist outside of our computer screens. And I know for me personally, I wish I could support each and every one of you in a personal and direct way, but I simply can't. It's impossible, and I'm sure you understand that. That's why access to me and my team is reserved for my clients and my students. And any good writing course will give you access to a mentor in one way or another. Each course is going to approach this a little bit differently, and it will massively vary depending on the teacher, the type of program, and the price point. As many of you already know, I try to be very active with my podcast community and with the writers who reach out on social media or send me emails, but when you're a client or a student of mine, that level of access is significantly higher. In my live coaching program that's called Notes to Novel, I host live Q&A sessions for 8 weeks as students go through the course material and work on outlining and writing their first draft. Even in the self-study version of my course, where students take the course at their own pace, I still actively engage with them regularly via email and in the comments that are underneath each lesson. I also have a membership for my students who have gone through the Notes to Novel course and need ongoing support. And I'm even more involved with my students there. I host live events every week, so things like workshops, group training sessions, Q&As, and things like that. Plus, if you ask any of my past clients or students, they will tell you that we message each other one way or another pretty regularly, even months and months after the program ends. This level of mentorship is the single biggest reason why you should join any writing program. You're getting access to the people who can give you a massive leg up and who are truly committed to your success. So that's number 4, a good writing course should provide you with access to a mentor who can support you. And number 5, a good writing course should feel like a heck yes. Now, even if the writing course you're considering includes all 4 of the things I just mentioned, if it's more than just trainings and templates, if it gets you into action versus just teaching you things, if it gives you access to a community and a mentor, and if you feel super excited to enroll, then go for it. To me, that feels like a heck yes. But if the choice to enroll doesn't feel that way, then it's probably a heck no. And that's okay. It's super important to trust your gut on these things and to be respectful of your budget and your time and things like that. So that's number 5. A good writing course should feel like a heck yes. So let me recap those 5 things that a good writing course should do, and then I'll share some final thoughts with you. Number 1, a good writing course should provide you with more than just tactics and templates. Number 2, a good writing course should provide you with more than just learning about writing, so we want to get you into action. Number 3, a good writing course should provide you with a community of like-minded writers who share similar goals. Number 4, a good writing course should provide you with access to a mentor who can support you. And finally, number 5, a good writing course should feel like a heck yes. Now, with all of that being said, I do want to say that you can absolutely learn how to write a novel by following free tutorials and resources or anything that you find in craft books. Many of you, my podcast listeners, have done just that, and I see your messages and emails telling me that you finished your draft or that you got an agent or whatever it is, and I think that is so cool. But for anybody thinking about going that route, or if a writing course isn't in the budget for you right now, then you have to also be ready to take mad action on what you're learning too. You can't just read or listen to the tutorials and the resources that you find online or in craft books or at conferences. You have to be willing to get into action. A good writing course can accelerate your path and give you a massive leg up that you wouldn't otherwise have. So I think it goes without saying that yes, a good writing course can be worth it if it's in the budget and if you have the time for it. But like we talked about, not every writing course is created equal, so I hope this episode gave you some things to think about if you are considering a writing course, and I hope this episode makes that decision just a little bit easier. So that's it for today's episode. As always, thank you so much for tuning in and for showing your support. If you want to check out any of the links I mentioned in this episode, you can find them in the show notes listed in the description of each episode, inside your podcast player, or at savannahgilbo.com/podcast. If you're an Apple user, I'd really appreciate it if you took a few seconds to leave a rating and a review. Your ratings and reviews tell Apple that this is a podcast that's worth listening to. And in turn, your reviews will help this podcast get in front of more fiction writers just like you. And while you're there, go ahead and hit that follow button because there's going to be another brand new episode next week full of actionable tips, tools, and strategies to help you become a better writer. So I'll see you next week, and until then, happy writing.